So a little bit late, but as promised, the elm is important. As it was mentioned in the room yesterday, it is the Silver Fair, the extra day of the year and a leap year, the 29th of February. The winter solstice is also mentioned, 21st of December. The pad on the palm beneath the thumb, which is Venus and Mars. Love and war. The colour, piebald. The stone is amber or pegmatite. The bird is the Aedicleoc, lapwing. The goddess Druantia, queen of the Druids. The symbol, hidden things. The planet, the moon, which we've got the full moon today, and the metal, silver. The animal is the horse, which is mentioned, and the message is insight, the day of liberation and leadership. The letter C and the cry, the loudest of groans, the beginnings of an answer, the beginning of a calling. I am the womb of the very hope. I am an infant, who but I peeps from the unhewn dolmen arch. The tree known as the Fair in Treorgum is actually the Scots pine. The elm, though a deciduous tree and outwardly not very similar to the pine, shares its impressive height with the Scots pine. Perhaps its towering presence and long life are reasons for its association with leadership. We see this image in Sir Walter Scott's tribute to the clan chief of the Lady of the Lake, Sir Vivian, now used as the theme of the song for the President of the United States. Sir President. Hail to the chief who in triumph advances, honoured and blessed be the evergreen pine. Long may the tree in his banner that glances flourish the shelter and grace of our line. The word and meaning elm seems to refer specifically to the sound of the letter A as a letter. Elm signifies a cry of pain or wonder. We groan in distress and breathe in awe and shout aha when the pieces of a puzzle finally fall into place. Choose elm for the emblem if you seek insight, the aha moment, when you comprehend the meaning or pattern of what has previously been seen as a tangled mess of confusion. It holds forth the promise of such breakthrough moments and the reminder that this is only the beginning of the answer. It's the first tree of the year falling on what is known as the extra day. The day is not a day. It falls the day after the winter solstice, so that would be then the 22nd of December. It is a goddess tree and is sacred to Artemis, Sagittarius, Diana, the moon goddess of ancient Greece. The triangular shape represents the trinity of the goddess. It represents the strength and the sun and the source of life. It also corresponds to the balsam tree. Its sister tree is the yew or Scotch pine in Britain. In Hebrew, it is called Tamar or Ishtar. The Silver Fair is associated with the moon and the planet of Jupiter. Its colours are piebald and light or pale blue. Its birds are the eagle and the lapwing, and its animals association is the red cow. Its stones are tourmaline and amber, and its feminine herb. This tree belongs to the triple aspect goddess of the Celtic law, offering the blessings of learning, choice, and progress. The tree is sacred to many goddesses, Artemis, Diana, Druantia among them. It is also sacred to the gods of Osiris and Attis, both being imprisoned within these trees. It's used for magic involving power, insight, progressive protection, change, feminine, rebirth, and birth. The yew standing next to the silver fir are sisters. So sisters could be important. The foliage is almost identical. However, the yew is known as the tree of death, and the silver fir the tree of birth and rebirth. The silver fir was a sacred tree to the Druids as a symbol of hope. Silver firewood is used for shape-shifting and magical involving change, since it offers a clear perception of the present and the future. The wood chip are sometimes used in incense, and burning the needles of silver fir and sweeping around the bed with a branch that has been blessed provides protection to newborn babies and the mother. In the Orkney area of Scotland, where my niece lives, the new mother and baby are seined by whirling a fir candle 3 times around her bed. For a weather witch, the cones of the silver fir warn of wet weather and foretell a dry season approaches. Charms made from fir can be given as tokens of good luck to departing friends. It is in its appearance, the silver fir is quintessentially the Yule tree. Its branches can be used as decorations at Yule time, either as wreaths or garlands. They will provide protection for the household and its occupants. It denotes birth or the beginning of things. It stands for the head of the series of vowels in the Ogham system, while the yew, considered a tree of death, stands at the end of the series. So the letter Z, possibly. This is a tree of regeneration. When it is cut down, it appears dead. New stems grow from the still growing roots. Its resinous wood produces a strong purifying flame, which was used in Celtic ceremonies of birth and death. It symbolises the growing light of the reborn sun at midwinter as it emerges from the darkness. A transformation from weak state into a strong one. It is the raw basic force of health and vigour. This is a highly elevated state of being. From the height of this perspective, objectivity is gained and wisdom is found as a result. The beginning of a path to find truth and life. It implies the need for secrecy on this path. There is to be a rebirth, a great transformation for the better, where new knowledge, objectivity and leadership will be gained. There may be an opportunity to see an old challenge from a new perspective, or to exercise domination in the near future. The need to conceal these new beginnings. The early phase of new things needs to be done in secrecy so that they will not be disrupted. A new creative direction is likely to influence things. Along with discretion, there is a need to learn from the past. Take care in choices. Alum indicates a transformation that will toughen and strengthen. It is a sign of good health and strength. This is a highly elevated existence, the beginning of a path to find your truth and life. It indicates there is a greater transformation approaching. Strength will be gathered and new insights and objectivity gained. You may be called on to lead, but the challenge of the call may be painful, for you may not be able to meet it with full maturity or objectivity. This is a rebirth. It will be hindered. This may be because something that needs to remain a secret will be revealed before it is acceptable. You are cautioned to closely guard or protect that which is yet to come. Wait for the proper time of readiness. In herbal uses, sometimes exceeding 160 feet, the wood of the fir is beautiful and often used to make musical instruments in interiors of buildings. The sap from the silver fir can be manufactured into a sort of turpentine oil that is a pale yellowish or a water-white liquid of light. It has a fresh turpentine-like odour. It may also be used as a diuretic, and it can be stimulating mucous tissues, or if taken in small doses. In large doses, it is purgative and causes nausea. The oil also has some uses as perfume and essential oils that can be added to homeopathic baths and beauty products. Magical correspondence include fertility, passion, sexual activities, trees, protection, knowledge, creativity, and death. Durantha was the queen of the Druids and the mother of the tree calendar. She is the triple goddess and the daughter of the triple god Clodif and the triple goddess Queen Bee. So bees or the letter B could be important. She is tall with thick wheat yellow hair and a green dress with the fragrance of sunshine and cut grass. She carries green magic and green strength. Her sisters are Gwaith or Gwoth, Wind, and Gwaithav, all Gwaithnadal, Wind of all, the most beautiful. They are a manifestation of the three fates, birth, growth, and death. They live in the sacred grove of Ayamara, the goddess of growing things, queen of the harvest, the bride of the oak. The god Hanrati cut down one of the Ayamara's oaks. Ayamara heard of it in her throne room, and in her rage she sent for her servant Famine from the place of shadow, ruled by Ogoth, to punish him. Famine is a skeletal woman who comes to frighten children as dreams of their dead grandmother. So some of the children may be seeing the grandmother. Famine took the form of a tall, graceful, naked maiden with frosted hair, icy body and fingers to visit Hanrati. He ate himself alive with hunger. Durantia probably had her origins in Gaul. The root of her name, Dross, pertaining to the oak, links her with the Druids who valued the oak. Today she is associated with the Dryads, the tree fairies, and she reigns as their queen. The Dryads protect their native tree by punishing those who show disrespect. Archetypal, she is an aspect of the eternal mother, as found within the evergreen boughs. The lapwing, the bird known as the peewit, in imitation of its displaying calls. It's named the lapwing to describe its wavering flight. Its black and white colouring and round-winged shape is in flight makes it distinctive, even without its splendid crest. This familiar farmland bird has suffered significant declines in the last 25 years and is protected in the United Kingdom because of the importance of its wintering population. The lapwing's main breed on farmland, especially among crops sown in spring, which are adjacent to grass and bare lands. What does the lapwing sound like? It's a peewit, or the song includes eop, weep, weep, weep phrases. There are local tales surrounding the lapwing, but they are not in agreement. Some speak of bad luck and death that comes of seeing a lapwing, but I prefer to speak of the farmer who knows that it is this cold climate, and the call of the lapwing is the first herald of spring. When other birds still shun the area of warmer southern lands, the hail and sleet wash over the moorlands, pushed by the cold north winds. But it is the call of the lapwing that tells us the end is near, and the new shoots of warmth are on their way. The piebald colouring is also important, as their features speak of transition and darkness into light, reflecting the natural change. Disguise the secret, because they hide their nests so successfully. Some even say that Solomon invented the language of the birds, and the lapwing was the first to use it. A little bird told me, a common expression referring to implied secrets and private source of knowledge, so don't gossip. The origin of the expression is attributed to the lapwing. All birds of the air were summoned to King Solomon, but the lapwing did not appear. Later the lapwing explained that he had been with the Queen of Sheba and that she had indicated that she intended to visit Solomon. The king began to make preparations for this visit. Meanwhile, the lapwing flew to the queen and told her that the king had great desire to see her. As history records, such a meeting did take place, but the role of the lapwing is less clear. In the Welsh myth of Cadgio, a rare white roebuck is stolen from Arn or symbolic of the soul's journey into death. In the Welsh mythology, Arwen was the lord of the underworld, which was called Ann. Some of the more prominent myths about Arwen include the ancient in which Ermiathon stole a dog, a lapwing, and a white roebuck, leading to the Cath Godo, the Battle of the Trees, where Arwen lost to Amathon and his brother Gwydion. To find the roebuck, you must search the thicket. To find the thicket, you must be misled by the lapwing. And to approach the thicket, you must master the dog. So those born in the year of the dog or your pets. The roebuck is hidden where the lapwing's deceptive path originates, just as the true path through the thicket lies just beyond the dog. Robert Graves in The White Goddess tells us that dog means guard the secret, hide the secret, disguise the secret. What is the secret? He suggests that under patriarchy and under the guise of new names for central deity, goddess changed to God. The closely guarded secret of the Druids was Dadu, the mother of life herself. Malachite amplifies both positive and negative energy and pollutants easily, picking them up from the atmosphere and from the body. It should be cleansed before and after use by placing a quartz cluster in the sun. Do not use salt, as this will damage the surface. Malachite is toxic and should only be used in its polished form. It is always green. If used as a gem, it should only be used externally. Malachite soaks up plutonium pollution and guards against radiation of all kinds. It has a strong affinity with nature and with Devic forces. The stone clears and activates the chakras and attunes to spiritual guidance. Placed on the third eye, it activates visualization and psychic vision. On the heart, it brings balance and harmony. Malachite is used for scrying or to access the doors to other worlds. It can assist in receiving insight from the subconscious and messages from the future. Psychologically, malachite is a stone of transformation. Life is lived much more intensely under its influence, which also encourages risk-taking and change, and it mercilessly shows what is blocking your spiritual growth. Mentally, malachite goes to the core of the problem, enhancing intuition and insight. It helps alleviate mental disturbances, including psychiatric illnesses, and combats dyslexia. It strengthens the ability to absorb and process information and makes you more observant and helps you understand difficult concepts. Malachite, placed on the solar plexus, helps facilitate deep emotional healing. It releases negative traumas, bringing suppressed feelings to the surface and restoring the ability to breathe deeply. Malachite can be used for inner exploration. It stimulates dreams, memories vivid to life. However, it may make moods more intense and quick to change. Used for spasm pains, including menstrual cramps, it also facilitates childbirth and has been called the midwife's stone. It resonates with female sexual organs. Its lowers blood pressure, treats asthma, arthritis, epilepsy, fractures, swollen joints, growth, travel, sickness, vertigo, traumas, the optic nerve, pancreas, spleen, and parathyroid. It aligns DNA and cellular structure and enhances the immune system. It stimulates the liver to reduce toxins, reducing the acidification of tissues. It also treats diabetes when worn around the waist. Thanks for listening. Bye.